for Luka and his relationship with Dallas, could you give us more, or I guess you can relate back to, or go back to the piece on this. What's Luka's relationship like right now with Mark Cuban, the front office, and Rick Carlisle? Those three. And you touch on kind of each of them here and there. You touched on him and Rick's relationship for a couple paragraphs in that story too, that which I thought was very intriguing. So yeah, Luka and each of those three, where are they at?
Let's see. With Mark, that's probably the one I touch on the least. I'm sure you saw that he listens to Luka, that's someone who he feels and tweeted that can bring him concerns. That seems fair to me. That seems accurate. I trust Mark on this one. Whether he feels he can bring, a dislike for a person who is clearly, most specifically someone backed and has influence over Mark, I don't know. But, I have no reason to believe that they have a bad relationship. And I think, the idea that generally Luka has a good relationship with Dallas has to stem to some level with Mark, even though he's responsible for everything that happens underneath him within this franchise. I have no reason to believe that they have anything other than a positive relationship right now. And that's pretty important to him, being happy here for now and trusting that things will get better, and just needing to make sure and see that it is that case. With Rick, I'm obviously not the first person to report about concerns or just questions about the relationship between the two of them. I think the most interesting thing with Carlisle for me is the adaptability. I think we even say adaptable like an MFer. And I'm trying to make sure I stick with the
brand safe here, Tim Cato on the Locked On.
It's been funny since like some of the things I've had have been like hosts just like casually swearing as they ask me questions, and I'm just like always trying to balance, and then I'm on a radio hit and I'm like, ooh, cannot do that.
Trying to avoid those FCC fines over there on the radio.
Exactly. Because if somehow they got sent to me and I was the one to pay them, no. I make journalism money. I don't make a radio host money. I think with Rick, he is a very adaptable person. I think that you can see the development that he's talked about Luka. Really, probably starting the December of his rookie season, when he really started pushing. Maybe pushing isn't even the right word, because it was the reality. He was like, this is the face of the franchise. And, you could probably read into subtext as like, I'm going to treat him differently than I would a different rookie point guard. We know what Rick hates most. It's like live ball turnovers. That is something that he allowed Luka to work through over time, especially in that first season when, the team wasn't, headed to the playoffs. But even in the time since then, I think he's been very adaptable in the way that he's started to approach and handle and coach Luka. Whether that's been enough is something that's been put into question with me by a lot of people in a lot of areas for probably even longer than I've been reporting this specific story. The idea that they just Luka might just have tuned him out for seasons now. Especially following the rookie season when there was a lot more pressure and a lot more winning happening, but probably not enough, as the team got it to a 7th seed and then a 5th seed, that is something that's been called into question. And all I can say, in terms of the reporting that's in the story is that, Rick has been adaptable. I think another example of his adaptability is the way he talks about analytics. Like, we all know the post up is not a good play. We know that segment from him talking about Kristaps Porzingis answering inside the NBA, people saying that they just want KB to post up anymore. They just don't want him to post up anymore. Yeah, I mean, he was right. I also view the sport pretty analytically. I can actually, like, it makes a lot of sense that a lot of what Bob, with an analytics mindset, would say and share and think that the direction that's the team should be going. There's a lot of evidence to think that Rick probably agreed with a lot of it, just based off what he said and the way that he, you guys hear his post-game interviews. He every once in a while will just casually drop in, like really high
plus minus.
Yeah, but in a sense, like, they're always tracking that stuff. And, I think, I've even heard him talk about like, player pairings and, matchup data versus how one player guards another player. I think that's all really interesting and in a positive way for a franchise to be thinking about things. And so the broader point, and I'm finally bringing this back to Luka and Rick specifically, I do believe very strongly and firmly and based off all the reporting that we've done with people who definitely have an understanding is that, you know, he adapted. He's adapted as well as he can, and whether that's enough, I think has been called into question, and by people who would know better than me. I'm just the reporter here. You know, I don't seek an end game or anything like that, of course. But there's a lot of people who remain calling into question, you know, whether Rick is the right voice for Luka going forwards. And, you know, that's happening from a lot of different places. And I think that's a concern. What's the last one? Just Luka and Bob?
That was it. No, that was it. It was
okay.
Rick,
Okay.
front office,
that was a long soliloquy from me. So I think it's best to let you guys bounce some questions off again.